Welcome back to Introduction to Green Process Engineering. Now that we already learned about the terms and definitions, discussed circular economy, bioeconomy, and circular bioeconomy, and talked about circular economy, water, and energy transition, we can start to learn about the subsystems of the bioeconomy. These are plant-based bioeconomy, wood-based bioeconomy, livestock-based bioeconomy, bioeconomy of microorganisms, waste and residue-based bioeconomy. But first, we will take a look at the renewable biological resources. Biomass in the world, in the European Union and in Austria, and have a look at the availability versus consumption of the biomass and what biomass is. Biomass is defined as a living and growing or already dead but not fossil matter and the resulting waste material. Thus, plant primary biomass corresponds to the totality of living plants and algae as well as the resulting dead material. It is produced and used in agriculture industry, including in the food and animal feed industries, but also for so-called material recycling and forestry. We use it for the construction and furniture industries, pulp production and energy, algae production, and as components for biofuels. In this figure, we can see the annual terrestrial global photosynthetic net primary production of biomass. The global net photosynthetic biomass production is 60 gigaton of carbon. We harvested 8 to 10 gigaton of carbon, which means 1 ton carbon per capita. We can see the biomass production in the following graphic. In the EU 27 countries, we have a domestic biomass production of close to 1 gigaton in 2021. Austria is producing roughly 21 million tons of dry biomass with slightly more contribution from the agriculture sector. This resembles the available land area very well. Looking at the use of this biomass in the flowchart from left to right, we can see that in addition to the 21 million ton, 10 million tons are imported. This supply of biomass is distributed among equal between the food and feed biomaterials and bioenergy. Looking closer at the sector of biomaterials in Austria, almost 2/3 are used directly as solid wood products and 1/4 for wood pulp. These two sectors resemble low-tech application compared to the small share of just 9% of innovative wood-based products. However, Austria is still performing very well compared to the EU 27 average of just 1% of what are considered innovative products today. Overall, it could be concluded that less than 0.2% of the biomass in Europe is used for innovative bio-based products. For a long time, the plant-based bioeconomy of recent decades was seen mostly as a petroleum replacement strategy to fossil peak oil. The main focus here was on the use of plants for energy. In the meantime, however, the plant-based bioeconomy is regarded as a driver of necessary innovation, sustainability, and social change. Plant-based bioeconomy includes complete material cycles from nature through the circular bioeconomy and the goal to imitate and maintain them in all economic as well as social areas. Biodesign strategies for maximizing the potential of the carbon-neutral bioeconomy are needed to expand the knowledge base along the fundamental to applied research and to optimize plant chemistry and productivity. The bioeconomy considers the plant biomass as a storage container of chemical substances which, according to their chemical composition, can be divided into groups of carbohydrates, polyphenols with lignin, lipids such as fats, oils and terpenoids, proteins and others. Plants are being used as producers of molecules with special characteristics. The specific capabilities of those plant compounds may be physical, chemical, or pharmacological. They include, for example, colorants, flavors, or even medically active ingredients. The main types of production are primary crop production, conversion and processing of plant biomass. As we can see from the table, the most important products of the plant-based bioeconomy are food, energy, pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, papers, plastics, adhesives and lubricants, paints, and varnishes and textiles. The main markets and uses of plant-based bioeconomy products are food for both humans and animals, energy, chemical and health sectors, and material and construction sectors. The life cycle, circular economy, recycling, and degradability are regarded as central themes of the plant-based bioeconomy. Important system boundaries and frameworks for actions are the food versus fuel dilemma conflict, the promotion of innovation versus the protective principle, and the adaptation to framework condition versus the adaptation of framework conditions. Short-term research needs of a plant bioeconomy are different in different sectors. In the sugar sector, the existing processes should be optimized with regard to the reduction of synthesis efforts, the use of protective groups, and the use of reagents and solvents that are toxic to the environment and health of living organisms, including humans. In the starch sector, new starch qualities should be obtained under cost-effective and environmentally compatible conditions. The range of application for vegetable oil and fats should be expanded in the areas of lubricants, surfactants, additives, cosmetics, polymers, adhesives, coatings, and paints. In relation to the requirements of the technical application areas, proteins and protein preparation should be better characterized. Some conflicting objectives are summarized on the following slide. Food versus fuel dilemma. The first step to avoid the conflict between plate, through, and tank is to set priorities for the use of renewable raw materials. Food, feed, high-value products, for example, medical products, materials used for carbon-containing chemicals, energy use, and fertilization with the residues. Thus, the bioeconomy has taken up the goal of food first, so the conflict of the goal seems to be clarified. We must bring the science and the public together and select the right procedures. In this video, we learned about subsystems of the bioeconomy, biomass resources, net biomass flow, plant-based economy, and classes of substances from the plant biomass. Thank you for watching.